Hello. So I want to do like a video about Isaac. Like, so somebody's asking like about Isaac and stuff. Like, well, I get asked about him a lot. He's one of the more popular heroes, right? So Isaac is one of those heroes that I recommend everybody get, right? If only for like I said, for guild raids. Like, you need him for the guild raids because you need him to tank for the Osh in the Stone Cold line. But also, he's a great PvP hero. I would say he's probably something like the fourth best PvP hero in the game right now. Like, he's very, very good against all kinds of mage heroes. Yes, he's kind of bad versus non-mage heroes, but there's just so many lines. Like, mage heroes are just, generally speaking, you see mages more than physical attack teams because, well, mages are overrepresented in this game. Mages are by far the most common class, right? If you go to the Great Tree of Wisdom, there is a lot of mages in this game, and Isaac counters most of these heroes. Not all. There's a couple of them that are like pure damage, like Heidi or whatever. But most of these heroes get countered by Isaac pretty handily. And there's a few other heroes that also use magic damage that Isaac's pretty good versus. So using Isaac, having Isaac invested is very good because his ult here, right? So he doesn't have energy like most heroes, right? But when you use attack, he gets 10%. But this silences, like if you, like said, all enemies for 4 seconds. If you use Mara Patron, that silence lasts for 12 seconds. 12 seconds silence is enough to be GG for a lot of mages. Yes, Sebastian does block it, so you might have to bring in somebody to help strip Ode, like, somebody like with Biscuit Patron. But his this thing right here, though, his ability here, this passive ability, it actually lets him and his team mitigate magic damage passively and lets him gain charge. So against magic teams, he gets to charge up really fast and gets to use his ult a lot. And sometimes he'll get to use his ult fast enough that he can strip Ode by himself. So he can be very good versus a lot of mage teams. And just generally, like I said, just you see so many more mage teams than physical attacker teams, right? Yes, he's weak against physical attackers, but he's just good. Like I said, his drone storm's pretty much irrelevant, but his high voltage module, this allows his ult to do damage on the third time he ults and beyond. Like, so the first time he ults, it's just silenced. After the third time and beyond, he starts doing a lot of damage. This is a full AE effect. Yes, it's physical and stuff. It can be dodged, and be directed with Axel, etc. But it's very good. But because it's physical, though, if you play with Sebastian Son, sometimes he can get those crits. Sebastian can do pure damage with his battle song, and this can sometimes just wipe out a team, especially some of the weaker mages, because a lot of the mages have low armor. And so if you get crits on here, especially if Sebastian gets some pure damage hit or whatever, like, you can one shot pretty much any of the mage heroes in the game. Except maybe like Krista, because she has a damage mitigation. With the exception of Krista, any mage in the game could potentially be one shot by this if you have Sebastian and Battle Song going at the same time. So, that just ends up being really good. So he's very oppressive to mages. He also got another magic defense skin, which also made him just a lot tougher, makes him survive a lot better versus mages. And when he's just, like I said, so you really want him. He's a really good defending hero because mage teams are so common. Right, just having him on your defending team, right? Like I said, a lot of times you'll see like various forms of like we call quadrinity lines. You'll see, right, you'll see some, right, Trinity plus Isaac lines, and you have a fifth hero, like, maybe it's a Rufus, maybe it's Dante, maybe it's Corvus, right? There's all kinds of heroes you can use to like fill out this team. Right, as like I said, these are just, all these quadrinity lines are very, very good. You'll see them a lot. Like I said, it's just, right, he's just a very good hero to have. I recommend him. If you haven't invested in him yet, right, he's definitely one of the heroes everyone I do recommend have. He's just really good. And like I said, it's like the guild boss, right? So we don't have the boss up right now, but I'll show you some previews. But the best guild boss team also uses Isaac, right? It's a team called Stone Cold, and you use Isaac as the tank in that team. You use Isaac with these guys, and then Martha usually, right? So that's, I said, that's the Stone Cold line, and you'd have your patrons like that, right? So that's generally the best guild boss team versus Osh, the Eternal Keeper, and he's the tank there. So it's the other reason you want to get Isaac invested in. You want to get him up. He's just really good. He's one of those heroes I'd recommend having, especially here in 2022. And yeah, Anyway, I hope you guys found this video informative. Thank you for watching.